name's Bob Rankin. I'm an artist and art educator. I've been teaching for almost 40 years and painting even longer than that. One of the things that I try to do in my painting is to echo some of the experiences that I've had in my life. I am definitely a water person. I'm very happy anytime I'm around water. I used to coach and teach swimming. I live on a lake. I go fishing all the time. And one of my favorite pastimes is scuba diving. So we're talking about how we can create the illusion of movement underwater and applying it to an underwater painting. So how do you do that? How do you build up the surface? How do you create that movement with the fish? On my first dive in Fiji, I was just absolutely mesmerized by the different textures and coral life. But then there were these thousands and thousands of small, tiny orange fish. And oftentimes, if you made a movement, they would react to your movement. They would all start swimming into a different direction. And it was just really, really exciting. And so I thought, how can I possibly put that to use in a canvas? Well, for today's purpose, we're going to be using modeling paste, and this is Liquitex modeling paste. It's absolutely a great medium to work with. It is an acrylic product, but if you'll take a look at the painting behind me, all of this substructure is created in modeling paste. So once it sets up, it's almost like working in concrete. I mean, this stuff, when it dries, is really solid. So it can support dinner plates, it can support anything, but it also allows you to touch it. So I'm thinking about how can I build it up. You'll notice that I have all of these fish swimming through space, and that's what I'm going to be showing you today, how to just simply mix up those fish. I call it fish in a bag. So I'm starting off with modeling paste. And for this case today, what we're going to do is we're going to use about 1 part modeling paste and 1 part paint. The paint that I've chosen today is cadmium red light. This is a Soho product. It's very inexpensive, but it's a great paint to work with. So you can see I have about half and half there. And with that, I'm going to go back in and notice that it's really not changing the value or the intensity of the paint. It's just adding more substance to it, and you can build up that surface even more. So visually, I'm checking to see if there's still any of the modeling paste that has not been mixed into it. That looks pretty good. And then we're going to use my little handy dandy Ziploc bag. And the reason that I use this is because it has a real sharp edge to it. Some of these sandwich bags have a curved edge, and it can work, but it's not going to be nearly as successful as in case you use a Ziploc bag. So I'm going to take this, open it up, and I'm going to load up that bag. And then very importantly, I'm going to kind of shake it so it goes down into the corner. And that's important because you don't want to have any air pockets in there. If you do, when you squirt it out, it's going to be a great big splat, which could be interesting, but not for this particular project. So then I'm just going to snip about 1/4 of an inch hole from the side there, and I'm going to test to see if that's large enough. And again, this almost looks like a cake decorating kit, and that's going to be perfect. So I'm applying a little bit of pressure on it, and you can see now this is just white on white. How can we make it a little bit more exciting? I've gone ahead and prepped another board for you, and with that in mind, this will just show up on camera a little bit better. So we're just going to create the illusion of the school of fish. Swimming in all sorts of different directions. Sometimes I get that tail to move in a little bit different direction. Then I want to incorporate some of that into the actual coral. Have a couple of these little fish that are going off on their own little adventure up here. And that's it. So you can see it leads your eye in a swimming pattern. So I hope you enjoyed the fish in the bag. Have fun with it. Explore.